But for years, and our numbers are usually right around there, for years it's been one coach. And that's all our budget is allowed. And so you get one coach coaching 30 girls. And now tonight we'll have 2 courts going. So there'll be 12 girls on the court at a time. And it's basically just rotate through. But it still requires some work on my end. I mean, I still have to get the officials. I still have to get our workers. Still have to make sure our coaches are doing the right things and all that kind of stuff. But less time consuming, but there's still some work, yeah.
And last thing, and we'll let you go. Talk about your structure, supervisor-wise, who you report to, how often, what you do, what's your evaluation process for your
Sure.
job?
My direct supervisor is the high school principal, and then on top of that, it's the superintendent. I'm very lucky again in Whitewater. Every single administrator that we have, whether it's the superintendent, high school principal, high school assistant principal, middle school principal, all of our elementary principals, our business manager, everybody has coached. So it's a very athletically supported administration. I'm very lucky to have that. So I can, in fact, the high school principal was the AD before me, and so him and I are in each other's office on a daily basis, running things by each other, stuff like that. Very collaborative atmosphere, but that's the hierarchy. Basically, there's the high school principal above me, and then the superintendent above.
Yeah, you said that it's hard to find coaches in general. Do you have more of a demand for middle school age than high school, or is it actually easier to find for middle school?
I would say it's harder for high school simply because there's more coaches. There's obviously more sports, assistant coaches, multiple assistant coaches in each program. Whereas middle school, it's you know, we were looking for an 8th grade volleyball coach all through the summer, and I was able to con one of our Phi Ed teachers into it, talked her into it, until she said no at first, but I just said, you can do it, and talked her into it, and so I was able to do it pull it off, I guess.
Last chance, anybody, anything else?
Yeah.
So any of your decisions that you make with like athletics or anything have to do with the school board? Like, do you ever have to meet with the
Yep.
school board and have stuff go through them?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, I'll probably go to, a few school board meetings, throughout the year. I have had to go to one or two, for negative reasons, whether, you know, a parent was mad and taking something all the way to the school board and involved a team or involved a coach or something, I had to speak up. The worst experience I ever had with the school board was, after my first year, I was told I had to cut 2 sports. And so I had to go to the school board and present which 2 sports I wanted to cut and why. And meanwhile, there's a room full of parents of those sports that wanted me thrown out, and you know, that was my first year, and I was told I needed to cut 2, you know, and so yeah, that was the worst experience. But then I also go to the board every once in a while and talk about the positives. I mean, I don't want them to see me only on a negative basis, so I'll go and I'll talk about positive things, you know, like when our basketball team won state and swimmers and stuff like that. Was happy to go there and talk about that. Every year I do a year-end report which celebrates all of our student athlete accomplishments and GPAs and all that kind of stuff, so.
All right, well, thanks, I appreciate it.